we are now joined live by World Health Organization Technical Officer Binta Sako, speaking to us via Zoom from Ouagadougou. Thank you very much for your time today, Binta. So the road fatalities in Africa clearly are worrying. The World Health Organization is recommending a speed of 30 kilometers an hour in major cities. Is this practical, and how will it help the situation?
Thank you. Thank you for raising this issue. Indeed, road fatalities are of concern in the region, and WHO is recommending a reduction of the speed limits in cities where pedestrian, cyclist, and motor traffic are mixing. And many countries have already successfully implemented this policy, and evidence shows that it does indeed reduce fatalities. That's why WHO is promoting this new policy, these new speed limits, from the standard 50 kilometers per hour to 30, because it's, like I was saying, it's effective, and countries who have implemented it have seen a reduction in their fatality rates. And we know that for every kilometer increase in speed, we have about 4 to 5% increase in fatalities. So evidence does recommend that we have this shift in reduction of speed.
Okay, so most cities already have traffic clogs that make it impossible to even reach that speed. So what are the other factors causing these huge fatalities besides speed?
Yeah, and speed is just one amongst other risk factors. We also have drink driving, which is a very important risk factor increasing the risk of accidents. But we also have other behavioral risk factors, wearing seat belts, cyclists and motorcyclists having helmets, the child restraints for children, which may not reduce the risk of the accident, but definitely reduces the severity and the deaths that will occur when a crash happens. And apart from these behavioral risk factors, we also have risk factors that are related to the infrastructure, the road design, and also those that are related to the quality of the vehicle that are circulating on our roads, and the post-crash care. All these policies and recommendations on those risk factors are not fully implemented in the region, which makes it more dangerous on our streets. Once there's a crash, there's more likely a death that occurs.
Right. I like the fact that you've talked about the motorcyclists, for instance, especially here in Africa. That's a huge problem when it comes to just observing the basic safety measures that are needed to be on the road. So how best can nations handle those other contributors to traffic deaths like drunkenness, pedestrian mistakes, and many others?
Well, the policies, the recommendations, WHO has a set of recommendations for all the risk factors. There are standards, international standards that need to be adhered to. So I think what nations need to do now is implement these policies. For drink driving, we know that by reducing the acceptable level of blood alcohol in drivers is a way to go. Not all countries meet the best practices in all these different policies. So it's now time for nations to mobilize the resources, put in the highest political will, and implement these recommendations for all the risk factors, not only for speed, but for all the other risk factors as well.
All right, Binta Sako in Ouagadougou, many thanks for joining.